TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced and get happy with Dr. Marissa. And this show is about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have shows and topics.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days.
Monday, Tuesday,
Happy days.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Happy days.
Friday, whatever.
Happy days.
What a day.
I love you.
I love you too.
Best known as the mom from Happy Days, and she is a delightful 89-year young Marion Ross to my studio. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Dr. Marissa, this is such a treat for me. Oh. My goodness, you're a wonderment.
Which is exactly the kind of guest that I like. Those who have gone through life, good and bad, and then taken those experiences to alchemize them into the person they are now and doing good on the planet. I'd like you to welcome Corey Feldman.
If you're grateful for it and you say right away, thank you, God. Oh, my God, that's so beautiful. I'm so blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Then guess what? More good things will come to you.
Does this sound familiar at all? She's back again to mark my Cancer Awareness and Prevention Month show. Please welcome Fran Drescher. Hi, Fran.
And supporting cancer schmance. I really appreciate it.
So what would you say are some of the biggest myths, Fran, that people have about cancer?
Well, I would say that they think that there's a cure for it.
Okay.
Instead of a cause for it.
This is the first call-in show when I get to be Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. And people call in to get their life tires balanced and their critical thinking or their BS, their belief systems, smog checked. And today I am delighted to have Malie calling in from Birmingham, Alabama.
We could go 90 days and end up having terrible sex. And then you say, well, the relationship's not all about sex. Well, if I'm not getting great sex from you, then I'm going to get it from somebody else. Right?
That moose just got put on the table. And I see Josh and Jim.
I have to agree
You're
with Clyde.
both nodding. Ramon's sort of half nodding because his wife's listening. But
I understood what was going to happen if Muhammad Ali's youngest daughter, made public that I was going to become a boxer. So I wanted to make sure this was the path that I wanted to go down.
You are absolutely fabulous, beautiful inside and out. And I'm giving you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award today.
Thank you.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic point.
When I go, I'm gone.
Are you lonely?
No.
Nah, I knew that was going to be
But I surround myself with people. I mean, I'm always the one cooking for things. Or I'm always the one that decorates first and come to my house. All the orphans that have no place.
I'm going to have no place to go, so I can come over.
Come on over.
And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, Spreaker, you name it, I'm there. Welcome to my show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K-words, no Kanye talk at all. And instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. And I'm so delighted. We already have our cashew gallery here. It is Friday. Lon's running a little bit late. Frank, thank you for taking care of things this morning. I also was out till 1 covering the Newport Beach Film Festival opening night, and then wanted to get in some laughs and all that stuff. So, yeah, I just cannot handle doing nothing, as you can see. And we want to say hello, buenos dias to Orville Nation. We've also got Last Call with Troy Pacelli, Italiano, and he's there too. And thank you for your please stand by. That was very, we had the promo going on as the NBC News plays on the other side. If you're ever wondering why I am talking at the beginning for those 6 minutes, that's why, because on the AM and FM side, the NBC News is playing. So just in case you were wondering. And Elan is also running a little bit late. So we're just going to have breakfast with Orville and Troy this morning. This is a practice that I do called Take a Bite of My Gratitude Sandwich. So Troy and Orville, PJ, streaming in from, I just realized I don't know where Troy is streaming in from, but Orville streams in from New York or Spain, wherever he is. I'm in Southern California, and Elan is in the Valley. And I always say there's 3 things in life I don't understand: vandalism, terrorism, and why people live in the Valley. So I'm saying that because she's not here right now, and do not tell her I said that. But I am absolutely going to start my bite. And Frank, if you want to also chime in, what we do is 8 gratitudes is the top of the bite. And Dr. Wayne Dyer, who's on the other side, has said 5 gratitudes in the morning will make a huge difference in your life. I'm a recovering overachiever, so I say 8, and 8 is a homonym for good fortune. So that's why we do 8. So I'm grateful that I still got in my laps and my bike this morning, even though I came home late. I am also grateful for my sayings, which are don't die wondering for the future and no regrets for the past. Troy is in the Chicagoland. I think that's what that's supposed to say. And I'm grateful that I've been able to travel so many places. I haven't had time. I have a new little map there that says hashtag don't die wondering, hashtag Dr. Marissa. So I have those pins and I haven't had a chance to do all that. But I'm grateful that I'm going to Australia and New Zealand for the holidays this year. My favorite niece is having her first baby. So I get to go out there, do a little speaking, do a little scuba. So that's exciting coming up. Nobody's putting in any gratitudes in the cashew gallery. So I'll just finish with one last gratitude. I am grateful that I've had this show for 597 consecutive weeks over 11 and a half years, and this is show number 1040. So I am super grateful for that. The bottom of the button is for appreciation. And I believe, it is my BS belief system, that good mental health starts with self-care. And if you know what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you like about yourself, and focus on that instead of what you don't like about yourself, you're on your way to good mental health. It's people who are conditionally living, like I have a good day if someone compliments me or if someone likes me. I have a bad day if I don't get enough likes. Literally, these days on social media, I don't pay attention to the numbers. It's nice when I have good numbers, and people yell at me all the time, no, numbers matter. And it's like, you know what? I'm old school. I'm not old, but I'm old school. Kevin Costner, if you build it, they will come. And I've been doing things the way I've been doing them, and I attract people like Troy and PJ, and that's good enough for me. So what do you like about yourself? I like that I am strong-minded. Not everybody likes that, but I appreciate that about myself. I appreciate that I don't need anyone to go to the movies with or to eat with. So I live, as a friend of mine, Michael Duvet will say, she lives as if she has no boundaries or borders or something like that. And I appreciate that about myself. I appreciate that I'm caring 88% of the time. Sometimes I meet people that I say, please love through me because I can't manage it right now. But we're not meant to like everybody. Not everybody's meant to like me. And I appreciate that I'm good with that. And last appreciation for me. All right, Orville Nation. Are you talking about me or you? Strong-minded. Okay, you're talking about me. So I'll take that as a compliment. And the last appreciation for myself is that I love to laugh. Laughter is my favorite sound in the world. And so I'm super happy that the best thing about divorce for me was owning my fun. My husband told me pretty much every day that I was not funny. I would say, I just spoke, 5,000 people laughed. And he would say, well, they're just trying to, make you feel good, or they have to laugh because they pay money to listen to you. So I am super happy about divorce because it made me own my fun. So that's it for taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. Thank you for joining me on that. I promise you that if you do that for 28 consecutive days, so the morning is gratitude, the nighttime before you go to bed, you're affirming those things you like about yourself, you will envelop your day in the most positive way. I promise. And that's the guarantee here on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. And it is, let's see. Time for my applause. And I am so delighted that I have people in my cashew gallery instead of peanut gallery today making comments. Please do come to my YouTube channel, which is always live streaming when I do my show in the morning. If you free subscribe, you actually get an alert to let you know when to come on. And Orville Nation husband was obviously just projecting. Yes. We're not even going to go there. I might be tempted to talk about that a little more if you ask the right questions. Because someone was asking me about divorce the other day. And so I do have some 8 cents worth about that. But we'll see what Elan is wanting or tempted to talk about when she comes up here. But this will give me time right now to do my show sponsor message, which I absolutely want to do. And it's a long time sponsor. And I'm just going to handy dandy go to my social and show you that. If you are in Southern California, It is a wonderful place to be this weekend for a number of reasons. I have, let's see, I'm going to close that. If you can listen up on this one, this is, let's see. Marissa reporting live at the Timeless Treasures Boutiques, one of my longtime show sponsors. And I'm going to stop here at my bonus mom's corner. I'm good. I'm good. Like the scary cat, I'll walk away with that one. Hello there. Marissa reporting live at one of my favorite places, one of my favorite stops on the joyride of my life. It is my bonus mom's corner. She's 90 years old or 90 years young and still creating art. She's got really nice felt vests and hats and knits and all kinds of things for you to enjoy. She showcases them at one of my favorite show sponsors, Timeless Treasures Boutiques. This weekend, they're here for your holiday preparation and more. So go to timelesstreasuresboutiques.com. You'll get all the information on how to get here. And remember, it's all about balance. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live. You know me as the Asian Oprah, always trying to say there's good news out there. So, and good afternoon. So I would like you to join me at this wonderful place this weekend where my bonus mom, who's 90, still knits, still felts hats. So go and support her creativity. TimelessTreasuresBoutiques.com, and then you can go and get ready for the holidays. I am so happy that I still get to, I want to support small businesses. I want to support creativity. So this is a natural match for one of my show sponsors. And it looks like Maria is in my cashew gallery. Good morning, Maria. And Elan is on her way. She texted me, and I was also running just a little late. So we're just waiting for her to come on. But guess what? You get to pick the first topic that we're going to be tempted to talk about. That's what Fridays are for. It is anything you want to talk about, anything that you are tempted to talk about. And let's see. Troy looks like he has something. Oh, wow. You are hanging out with Maria, and you're going to Colorado tonight from Chicago? Just kidding. I know you're talking about being online. Maria has her own show as well, and it's called Maria with T and Telly, and T and Telly are her cats. And if you missed, Lana and I got to co-host with Maria. Go to my YouTube channel, and you can find that with a free subscribe. And let's see what else is going on. Lady Vampira tonight. Face blue smiling, face blue smiling. I guess it doesn't do that emoji, Orville Nation. And let's see. Ask the chat about their streams tonight at Maria with T and Telly. All right. So guess who just got here? Look, the cashew gallery is totally full. They're ready for you, Elan. I warmed them up. And Troy has the show tonight too. So
this is the latest I've ever been.
Yes, that is true. You had me just because I didn't read your whole text because I was also late.
Oh, okay.
That's why I didn't respond.
I was actually up very early this morning, believe it or not. I got up at 7 something. Then my mom started having some issues, and so I didn't get ready till late because I wanted to make sure she was okay. So
is she okay?
She's laying in the bed. She's resting. I'll check.
Mama, feel better.
She was so I just said, just relax, and she's been having some issues.
Well, I've got them all ready for you. Maria just popped in. Orville Nation. New York, and Spain. And we have, I don't know if you've met Troy. Troy started coming on this week, and he's a friend of Maria's aunt, Orville Nation. And he has his own show as well. And he's from Chicago.
Well, I don't have my contacts on. So when you have the comments and you keep seeing me go like that, that's because I can't.
Okay.
I have no contact lens on.
Well, Troy says, prayers for Elan's mom, feel better, mom.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I did the breakfast gratitude sandwich already. So that's done. So you can just pop into, what would you like to talk about? What are you tempted to talk about? And I'll let you think about that. I'm going to be tempted to talk about a film that I saw last night, the opening night at the Newport Beach Film Festival. I'm literally putting together the clip that I'll show you, but the topic of his film, and it's Zoe Saldana's husband.
Wow.
Who did the directing, the writing, his very first film. She was the, main, of course. And it was kind of like, what was that movie that was a little bit graphic and controversial, but very well needed, but got wrapped up in politics because it was talking about trafficking and all of that. I can't remember the name of it.
You guys have to remember this morning, and I'm just starting my coffee.
So I'm not going to ask you. I've already graduated.
Yes, I actually had to get some I didn't have time to make coffee or anything. Actually, I'm out of it. So
yeah,
I should have someone do a coffee run for me. Keith did a coffee run.
That's awesome. So the film is called Absence of Eden. And if you have a chance to watch it, it is really, really raw, which is how they described it in the interview before the film. And it was really, really good. And, people say, I don't want to talk about sex trafficking. I don't want to talk about the border, kids getting, taken at the border for not good reasons. I don't want to talk about it. It makes me uncomfortable. And it's like, I don't care. Too bad. Because if we don't put light on this stuff, it's just going to sit there and get worse. So I highly encourage people to go and watch that, Absence of Eden. And I'll just be showing you a little clip of my experience last night at Newport Beach Film Festival when Elan is taking over so I can finish it here.
I'd like to see that. I believe in a lot of conspiracy theories. I'm not like, dead set on all of it. I'm not one of those people that are like crazy, like, oh yeah, that's what it is. But I watch and open to a lot of it. And because so much trafficking with kids are going on, I don't think it's just people trafficking kids just because, they're doing certain things. I definitely think it's related to sex trafficking.
Absolutely.
And I think that we have a lot of sick-minded people that are into children and pornography. And, now it's just like before we would go after them, we would get people's computers, but now it's kind of being swept under the carpet because it's bigger than what people really wanted. Acknowledge, especially with technology and computers. Now we know it's so much bigger and with people that you would least expect, right?
Yes.
That practices certain things. If you look at some of the conspiracy, people do this not necessarily as even being physically attracted, but as a ritual for some people. I have my own thoughts of that. It's a little bit demented to me. And I had this conversation with Trace's agent last night. We were talking about children being killed, what's going on with Israel right now. And I was like, it seems like more children are being killed than anything, which is so not fair. If you're going to fight each other and have the soldiers fight. Don't kill the kids. Don't kill the grandparents and the women, right? Be the men who are fighting and fight other men. And when you hurt children, I don't care what you say or what your ritual is. I believe in the universe. So I do believe that the universe will come back to you in not a good way if you touch children. And that's just my theory. And I think that that's why there's so much sex trafficking. And it's with my kids. I don't want my kids going anywhere, like without me there. I don't want them going to parties, things that we did. And not saying it wasn't going on back then, but it seems to be more prevalent. And so I don't care. I'm still watching them like a hawk.
Yes.
Comes to you and asks you for this. We all have that talk, it doesn't matter how careful you are. I think it was Ohio. I've never been there, but I think last month, the beginning of the summer in June, 41 kids are missing. 41 kids in 1 month, all young kids. And actually, I just looked, it was all ages, all races. They were all like under 16. It's awful. If you can look it up, it's online.
Wow.
I'm like, what is going on? And they are taking these kids somewhere, There's other conspiracy theorists that, harvesting. I just don't want to believe any of it. I just don't want to believe it.
Right. But it is happening. And we have to be able to put the moose on the table, my Canadian version of the elephant in the room. Otherwise, and it's not like there's a balance here. You don't have to, go in there and start ranting and raving. It's what can you do? There's a lot of organizations out there that are doing things now. So you don't have to, reinvent the wheel or anything. But I think it is important. Yes, Troy, you're absolutely right. It was the one I was trying to talk about was called The Sound of Freedom. And this one if you haven't watched that, go watch that. It got side railed or derailed because of the actor was a QAnon. And it's like, please, can we leave politics out of issues that just need to be dealt with? Once you add politics, it becomes this, stupid is okay. Stupid is an okay word.
Well, it's just an opinion of what you believe in. And at the end of the day, what I believe that we're now seeing, and what people have to start accepting, the politicians in DC, they all go out together at the end of the day. They go and argue, and they have different beliefs and different sides, and a lot of it is your finances, your demographics, how you grow up is their beliefs, but then they're all friends, and we don't realize that. So we're going at each other's throats, and it's just silly. I don't like to talk about religion, and I don't like to talk about politics, because at the end of the day, even if you have a certain religion, we're all, believe in a higher being. Right? We all believe that there's something that is a bigger than what we are as creators. So how you get there is your choice. I don't care what your choice. I don't care about your sexual preference. I don't want you to know what I like behind closed doors. I don't care what you like behind closed doors unless I'm doing it with you. So, this person's this sexual. I'm pants. I don't really care. Can't keep up with the pronouns now. I'm over that bull, but do what you like, whatever makes you happy, because we're not here very long. We don't know how long we have. So do what you like while you're here.
Yeah, exactly.
Say, you're going to go to heaven. Who knows? How do you know? You go to heaven and come back. How are you going to tell us that?
Yeah. Yes. Eduardo Verastegui. I butchered that name, but yes, he was the director on that topic. But this film was a little bit different because it was focused on what really happens at the border. So at the border and the scary things about the children that are, traveling with their mom or whatever. You have to go. I don't want to do the spoiler, but it was really, really good. And as I'm speaking about it,
even the videos I've seen, the cruelty of the videos of the people. I've seen people on horses, like we're back in 1700s of slavery days, right? And who with these hats on and these people in these police uniforms with whips. I'm like, what planet are you on to think that's acceptable to hit kids? And you're on a horse, on your high horse. You have to, I don't know. It just makes me, I try not to, because it just, I can't even fathom how you can go home. And most people probably have families and have your children there and think that's okay and think you're superior. You're not superior, because when we all die, we all turn to the same dry rot and turn the same color anyway.
Yeah. So I'm gonna now turn the energy here, and what I like to do is I just put in when we get upset about this stuff. The first thing I like to do is go and just put in organizations against traffic. So there's, like I was saying, there's so many different places that are actually doing something about it.
Yeah.
You've got Tim Tebow. You've got there's one somebody was talking about the actual there's Child Welfare Information Gateway. So turn your energy if you're upset about it. Don't just shake your head and call someone and say the first step is go get educated. You know, what is the truth around this stuff? What Troy just said, you know, it is happening. Be, you know, it's demonstrable. It's proven. This is not a conspiracy theory. Then do something about it. You know, whether it's donating or volunteering. There's so many, and that's one of the reasons I think that bad things happen to good people or bad things happen in our world. It's an opportunity for all of us to take our eyes off of, you know, just gaining material stuff. We're here because we're humankind. So can we emphasize the kind in human? And, you know, we all go through stuff and it gives us the ability to help other people who are going through that stuff.
Right.
That's my.
I mean, I think that, you know, people have to, and once again, I'm watching some stuff on TikTok, you know, we're of oneness and people haven't gotten there. A lot of people haven't evolved. I think we've been poisoned with so many things, distractions with, you know, media and drugs and illness and so many things, not realizing that we're of oneness. And if we stop going against each other, we probably can grow. And even if we don't know or not knowledgeable, we can learn from somebody else. And the problem is we're so caught in our ego. We're ego driven now in this day and time that we don't want to learn from other people. You know, I know hearing my grandparents saying how, you know, they would give wisdom to the younger people. And then you had your neighbors would come and sit and they would share stories, even though like it would be in the South and on the porch. That kind of stuff really, really resonate because people carried those stories and from generation. You don't hear any of that anymore because young people don't want to hear diddly squat that you have to say. I know because my son's like, oh, it's different. It's not different, right? I'm trying to put you on game with my great grandparents taught me. And when I was young, I had the same attitude. As I've gotten older, I go, oh, wow. That was right. She was right, you know?
Yeah.
So, but you know, as far as the children thing and what's going on, you know, it's unfortunate. There has been something recently, and we'll shift gears after this comment. There's something recently that this very famous amusement park, I'm not going to say names because I don't want to get in trouble. But everyone knows this amusement park. Some of the employees just got arrested. Now, I've always heard these stories, and I met this woman recently last year who said her niece was taken at this amusement park. And they ended up finding her. I'll tell you how it happened. She disappeared on one of the rides. I've heard this conspiracy, but they literally just arrested some people for some children that were missing. And I was like, yeah, she's just saying that because I keep hearing it over. They're just kind of saying that. But this particular amusement park, since a kid, I never liked it. And my kids think it's weird. Trace doesn't like it, but my daughter does. And I was like, it creeped me out. Everyone loves this place and I don't like it. I don't know why. When I was a kid, I always thought it was creepy. Apparently, she said that she was on one of the rides, her niece. One of the kids went missing. Parent freaked out, found an employer. He said, look at this, they had cameras, right? They said, don't think about what the kid looks like or what the clothes your kid had on. Look at the height and the skin color. Turned out they ended up finding the kid after like an hour or two. They had shaved the kid's head.
What?
And she said the kid is still, I guess, an adult now, traumatized. Yes. I don't know how true this story is, but this is what she told me.
All right.
She shaved the kid's head and she goes, she's still traumatized. And she was so like the way she said it was such conviction. I believed her, right? Now, these employees have been arrested recently. Within the last 2 weeks, it's been on the news.
Wow. That's horrible and
so
incredible.
It's bigger than what we think. That's whatever's going on, it's bigger than what we realize.
Yes. And I want to definitely Maria just gave us some money. And that deserves a huge round of applause. She's done it once before on another show, and it was the first time I had ever gotten paid for this. that way, and she
I want half.
she doesn't.
That's a half of the sushi.
Hey, it goes to our sushi fund for sure. Thank you so much, Maria. That is so sweet. Sending love to you both. Thank you for bringing us important and needed topics. We all need to do better, and that is just so sweet.
We have
She's
to protect
just
our
something
children.
else.
It is. We even in hospitals, the healthcare is not even the same. We have to protect our kids because they're the future, right? I don't know if they don't want the things to change, so they're trying to make sure that doesn't, because they're going to evolve. We're not here. They have to make the planet better. They have to make it healthier for everybody. People should be able to live longer. Back biblical times, people lived for like a couple hundred years. Our lifespan is short. I don't know what, but they've shortened our lifespan. Hopefully, generation can make the planet better.
Yeah. And Troy, let's see. Troy says, when you support these films, you send the message. We want to hear these messages. So definitely the two films we're asking you to go and watch are The Sound of Freedom and also The Absence of Eden. So those are the two that we're talking about. Troy says, with age comes wisdom. Well, we hope. And thus, grandma is always usually right. Yeah.
My grandma had 3 husbands, right?
You have 3 husbands?
I didn't have 3 husbands. I had 1. My grandmother had 3 husbands, right? And she was she's old fashioned. Mama knew exactly what was going on. She was like hitting the game, and I just wasn't paying attention. I think she was living and trying to.
Troy wants to go for sushi with us.
We love
yeah. So you have to come to Southern California.
So I have to tell you, Sea Butter in Studio City just opened one called The Bar. And this bar is supposed to be really fancy. They had it on the news, and it's a round table, and there are rolls. And so you just sit there and eat the rolls.
You went there without me?
I haven't gone yet, I'm telling you. But the thing is,
how do you know?
But the thing is, I tend to see that you're not into the raw sushi like me. You like sushi, but you don't like the raw stuff like I like.
No, what are you talking about?
Okay.
I don't like the stuff with the rice.
So the bar is a set price. It's really cool looking, and they give you these really high-end sushi rolls, and they're hand rolls. And then you have a drink, and they call it I don't know. It's supposed to be different because there's a lot of sushi places in Studio City, a ton. But this one's different. We got to go because it's close to my house.
Yes, definitely. We got to go. So let me finish off this topic by showing you
to Troy
Newport Beach Film Festival. And this is what I just put here.
This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from the beautiful red carpet here at the Newport Beach.
It's so lovely.
Happens. This is the other half. Will you do this? I got great doing this. Peace in. Peace out.
Peace out.
World peace.
World peace.
Through inner peace.
That's the co-founder with my friend Greg.
To really make the festival what it is today. So again, I'll take the shout out to Todd's family who's here. I also want to shout out to my mom who's here.
Is it out yet?
Yeah.
This movie to masterclass. I literally pay $50 and I look in every. Oh, her? Yeah.
Your raw is really an understatement. This is the director and writer and producer of a film, the opening film just now called The Absence of Eden. Could you talk about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Marco. So nice to meet you.
That's Zoe's husband. There's the after party.
Definitely deliciousness.
So good.
What is that?
It's videotaping.
Oh, you got
amazing job.
Four new boyfriends, I see.
Yes. Oh, well, you know me and guys with uniforms. What can I say? But yeah, so first of all, go to the NewportBeachFilmFestival.com and buy a ticket for the rest of the festival. It goes till Thursday, but specifically go on Monday night. I'm giving away a pair of tickets to the Pacific Rim Showcase, lion dancers, all kinds of dancing, all kinds of Asian food, all Michelin level, free booze. So I'm giving away a pair of those. First person to go to drmarissa.life joins me on the red carpet on Monday. So I'm doing the drawing actually today. So I have like 6 people in the drawing and they get 1 pair. I'm also looking for a date that night. So if y'all know in my cashew gallery, any single, good-looking, successful, fun guy to be my cameraman on Monday night, let me know, and they'll be my date to go to the fabulous, one-of-a-kind Newport Beach Film Festival. That is my commercial for them. Let me give them a little love. I've been the sponsor. I get to introduce the film. I've gotten to interview Pierce Brosnan there. So it's like star-studded, but most important, they're international, very, very important films. The Chinese film this time is When the River Flows, and I get to introduce that so you can come and support. All right. All right, Elan, what are you tempted to talk about?
Halloween.
Halloween. Let's talk about Halloween. What do you like?
Are you going to dress up? Are you going to dress up?
You know, I got in trouble one year because I dressed up as a housewife and offended a whole group of Seal Beach moms.
Well, how do you get offended when you actually, if you're you're not a housewife. If I dressed up as a housewife and they're angry, I am actually a housewife. So what are you going to be mad about? You can't be, it means that they're angry about their situation. So they're offended. And I can relate to that. I understand as being a housewife, you're pissed off. I mean, it is a lot of work, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Maria always has, I brought this up because Maria always has the best costumes and she has her like sexy vixen. And so Maria, pop up here. Where are you? What are you going to do for Halloween? Did she log off and leave us?
I don't think so. Well, she does sometimes has to because of work.
Oh, okay.
So I'm actually looking up for Troy right now. He's asking about the film that I was just talking about, Absence of Eden. If it's it opened for sure. It premiered yesterday, and Maria's here.
I'm here.
So she's here. What are you dressing up as for Halloween? Troy and PJ, what are you dressing up as for Halloween? And what are you dressing up as, Elan?
I don't know. It's going to be a surprise. Maria is going to give me a secret costume. I actually have a scary face. I should put it on. What is that face that everyone, the clown that was out a couple years ago? I still have that mask. I found it the other day. It's like tormented my child, London, with that mask. That clown with the crazy face.
Yeah, I hate horror movies, so I don't watch them. I have no idea.
I have that clown head.
Yeah, I'm sure that
every year when I was young, and it would be fun to bring her back, is Elvira. I used to love Elvira.
Oh, I love Elvira.
My favorite like costumes. I would always go as her because you can actually cover up. She was really sexy and cool. I liked Elvira. And then I dressed up as Wakanda something last year. My mother was Carol Baskin. She had the funniest costume. She looked just like the picture of Carol Baskin.
You know, I interviewed her.
You
Carol
did?
Baskin. I did.
Where her husband is?
So yeah, I actually it's on my YouTube. It's on my YouTube from Tiger King.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I just went right to the question. I said before we get into the interview, I just have to ask you one question. Did you kill your husband?
Well, no, to say that, did you feed him to the lions? That's what you need to ask. She's going to say no.
No, she no. You know what her response was, which was kind of cool. She said, "Which one?" I'm like, oh, that really took me back. But honestly, my daughters were really mad that I interviewed her because the documentary did such a good job of painting her as the villain and the bad person. And after the interview, like halfway through the interview, because she brought in some facts that I actually knew about from the Cove and CNN and how they choose shows, that by like midpoint, I was like, you know what? She did not do it. Like she's got some, yeah, exactly. And I'm not saying that she isn't quirky. She's definitely an interesting individual. So it was kind of easy for them to make her, look
yeah, but
like
she became really famous. Just like she would have probably not ever been famous from being, who she is and where she lives if it wasn't for that documentary. So because she's a villain, she became a thing. People are like putting in songs, they were rapping about her. So it was quite funny. And her costume was really, my mom did a really cute version of her costume. That is so funny.
That is funny.
She capitalized off of it and, got a good savings and is living her life.
That's great. And Troy, I just spent a little time looking, and it looks like it is not released yet. So it may now, after the opening night, be released. But there's a place you just put "notify me" on there, and they'll let you know. So thanks for that question. Let's see. I'm doing my. Oh, she's doing a character. Okay, let's see. We've got. I'm expecting Maria to rock the Van Piera costume really soon. And yes, you're going to be for my comic book. And
it's really sad. Like, she looks amazing.
Troy's going to be Ghostbuster or Klingon.
Both of them are pretty cool. Both.
So I'm not saying I unalived my husband, but if I did, now I think that's an inside funny because I do not understand that. But I'm thinking of decorating my door. I decorated my door last year for the contest in our building. I live in a high rise on the ocean, so they had a contest, and honestly, I thought I should win because I had a witch that slammed into my door, like so you saw the back of the witch and the hands. It was really cute, but someone in the penthouse level won. Not that I'm mad or anything. So I may go on strike and not do my door, but I don't necessarily go to the parties. Like I
used to, and then my kids have outgrown it. I used to decorate every year, but this year, sometimes people come to our door and sometimes they don't. So this year I'm going to turn all the lights off, not buy candy, and not open the door. I just don't think it's safe right now. So I'm just going to because people are acting crazy. So for some reason, I feel like this year I'm going to kind of not do that.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
They don't really, they're older now. So they go to parties now. They don't go do the Halloween thing, and I don't have to take them out anymore. So, which is great. My Trace did actually go when he was 17. He went trick-or-treating with some friends, kids, and his other friends that are older didn't do it. And he even when he was little, he had this deep voice, right? He went to the door and this lady said, "My, you're the older one, aren't you?" And he said he was so insulted. He's like, "That's it. I'm not doing it again."
I remember in Steel Beach, I raised two daughters there, and we went around, and the principal was a friend of mine, and I have a really bad startle reflex. So you're walking up the path, and looks like a life-sized figure, but it was a person. So as soon as you walk by, they went to, and they said they heard me like a mile.
You get scared.
So scared. I never went trick-or-treating after that. It was just too much. Yeah. I stayed home and gave up candy.
All the kids go to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. So my kids already done it. I haven't gone yet, and they go every year. So they've already gone. So every year, the group of people go up to the Universal, and Trey says every time they chase him. And I said, they know that he's so scary. They know it's him. I said, those are the same guys every year. And they go, that's that kid since he was little. We're going to get him. They've watched you grow. He's like, out of all the people that were with them, they targeted him. And go, there he goes. Here he is. That same kid.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say shout out to my sister. She's not watching, but she's in New York. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Kelly.
Oh, happy birthday, dear sister of my family. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Is this the one that looks Asian?
She is half Asian. She's she's half Filipino. Her actually grandmother is Filipino Chinese. So she's a little Chinese in her, but she looks more Filipino.
Okay, got it. And we just have a plethora of eyeballs rolling in today. So glad that you're joining us. This is Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show in our very special Friday series, Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa and
Elan Carter.
It's on AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and my YouTube TV channel where you can get all 1,040 shows, but who's counting? I just realized somebody said to me, you know, you were doing podcasts when they weren't even calling them podcasts.
Yes, you were. Yeah.
So that's kind of super great. And I'm tempted to finish the conversation about Halloween by talking about balance. So you said, you know, we're afraid, you never know what's going to come to the door. And it's true. Like we're hearing the story you talked about, people disappearing and, you know, the movies I'm talking about. And there is this level of fear that we never had before. And with CNN, constantly negative news, or all the media, if it bleeds, it leads, it feeds on our fear. And we just had a show on fear on Wednesday in Doctors in the House. Orville, you were there. Fear standing, and Troy, fear standing for future events already ruined. And I think it's important that we balance out. It's not like there's less violence today than there was before. They do a study where every year they measure them, and it's less. It's going down and down and down. So if you live afraid, and people will always say to me, aren't you afraid to do this or afraid to do this? And I said, no, if I die, I'm good, because I have lived like I live every day. I love my life. But if I die, I know where I'm going. I'm just going to go back into the quantum love energy that is around. So I don't want to miss out. So if you're afraid to do something you love to do, I really think that's my balance message. What do you think?
I believe that too. I just don't think in opening sometimes you have weird energy if you open your door. So I do believe that we have to be conscious of opening our home, because that's our sacred space of peace and tranquility. It's supposed to be. And I know I have let people come in my home, and then weird stuff starts happening and the energy changes. So I'm now more focused on keeping the energy clean in my space. So that's it.
I didn't change it, did I, for bad?
No. You know what I mean? You don't even come over hardly. What are you talking about?
Just sweet.
Oh, that was just a long time. You came over, and I actually had that open day. It was really great.
It was great. We had a great time. We did go for sushi.
London with us.
London came with us. We have to get London.
I did go see that movie yesterday that I originally asked to go see, and we went to see the other one.
And was it good?
With my mom. It was way better than the one we saw. It was interesting. It was about the stock market. If you follow it, the only reason why I was able to follow it is because I'm married to someone who's in finance. That's the only reason. And I understand the market, and I understand when Reddit happened, and and when they were GameStop, and it's about that and how the market stopped and how the young people, they call dumb money because young kids actually end up trading their own money and they end up becoming successful and making money for something they didn't do. And so I understood it. My mom went and she didn't like it so much because it was hard for her to follow. I thought it was a little silly because they were ridiculing some of this stuff, but I got it, right? Because I understand why they were ridiculing. And I also could relate to some of it. You know, they had these traders that were making millions of dollars and they did a bad trade and they lost everything. And so the husband had to tell the wife that they have no more money. She was just like, oh my God. So yeah. But it also had like Pete Davidson could be quite quirky. And I think he's kind of funny, but I don't think my mother could relate to it. But the other movie that we went to see, well, I'll just say it was The Royal Hotel. And I liked
it. Was my fault. It was my fault.
I love the actress from Ozark. I think she's amazing. She reminds me of my cousin so much. She's no longer with me. You've heard me talk about her. She kind of looks like her and very similar acting to her, to Ruth. My cousin acts just like her, a bit prettier than her, but looks just like that, right? Has the curly hair, very fair like that, and her personality. So I wanted to see it. I think that movie really was a disappointment for the kind of talent she is. And I think they were able to get her. And I hope that other directors use her in the future because she's such a great actress to really shine. So she's not typecasted in this Ozark, like, doesn't come from money kind of trailer kind of. That's how they're that it's like the same kind of character was in that movie. Yeah. And she's really good. So I hope if any directors are hearing this, take that actress and give her opportunities because she's so good. I think she's great. And she was a model and never acted before. That's the killing part. Yeah. She had that. She never acted before, auditioned for that, didn't have any training. So I hope to see her in the future. That movie was a disappointment, but I think that it was a low budget because it was only shot in one location. And it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. So the story behind that is we actually had a good schedule where we could go have sushi and go watch a movie. And we were down to 2 and it was Dumb Money and the Royal Hotel. And I talked her into the Royal Hotel because it had high audience ratings. No, wait a minute. No, because of the actors. Because of the actor. It had no ratings yet.
Oh, it didn't have it.
It did not have ratings yet. And I made the wrong choice because I can't stand when movies don't finish or close the whatever door they open.
It had potential.
They could have closed it in the last 20 minutes.
Even in the in-between, it could have gone and been a better film. It could have gone somewhere. It just didn't go anywhere. And that's what was so disappointing. They did nothing with it. It just kept repeating the same stuff. And so it was just the same story and nothing ever happened. It just kept repeating the same thing that was happening. It just took place in a bar and it was just chaos. That's all it was. And nothing. Yeah. You know, the only thing that was frightening was the snake because I hate snakes. And then even that was like nothing. It was disappointing what they did with that.
All right. We're getting the 1.5 minute warning. So final word, I'm going to say, go get tickets to the Newport Beach Film Festival. Go shopping. What you missed, Elan, at the beginning was I showed my 90-year young mom is a crafter and she's selling her stuff at timelesstreasuresboutiques.com in the heart of Huntington Beach. Please go and support her creativity. And thank you for joining us. Thank you, Maria, for the money that I have to split with Elan. And
send it when I'm on. Only send it when I'm on because she's not going to tell me.
But Troy, thank you for that last message. Another great show. Bring on the weekend. And he said, when the news causes you fear, find evidence and reevaluate. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. It's all about balance.
He shares. I'm just teasing her.
Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. This is Dr. Marissa and her co-host,
Elan Carter. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week.
Weekend ever. We'll see you tomorrow.